guys, it's Jen from over at worldofjencraft.com, and this is our card for today. So I have been missing in action the past few weeks from doing my videos. Have not quite gotten around to doing the 2 a week, let alone 1 a week that I was kind of hoping to do. I have been working on projects, so be on the lookout for the next probably about 3-4 weeks. I'll have, I'm hoping 2 videos a week to be able to show you for Christmas cards. Plus I have a couple other projects in addition to those that I will be posting. So let's get straight to the project. I'll try to keep my chit chat down. This is super duper simple. We will be making the red version today of this, and this is the Toile Tidings DSP that comes in the holiday catalog along with this gorgeous red, real red ruched ribbon. Simple, super simple card. But I think it has just this wow factor, and you can crank these out like nobody's business, and people will not think twice about how much time you spent on them because they'll be so beautiful they won't know that it took you no time at all. So let's get started on this. These are the dies that I used. I'll go through all the supplies along with the dimensions of the card. So, like I said, I used the Toile Tidings Designer Series paper along with the Perfectly Plaid stamp set that are both in the holiday catalog. I just used a couple of the sentiments for this. I do have a few more cards that will be using the tree punch that goes along with this bundle. It was such a fun little punch to make, and you can do so much with that. So be on the lookout for those. I went back to my basics. Excuse these are kind of a little dirty, but back to the basics. My stitched shapes dies along with my layering ovals dies, and a little bit of real red for my ink. And like I said, this really beautiful real red ruched ribbon, which I just can't get enough of it. I just absolutely love it. For our supplies, all you are going to need is a very vanilla card base, and that is going to be the 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. The real red cardstock is going to be 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and the Toile Tidings Designer Series paper is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. The oval is 2 3/8 by 3 1/4, this larger one. And the very vanilla is going to be 2 1/8 by 3. Now I will have the dimensions to this on my website, worldofjencraft.com, if you wanted to head over there and take a look at those. So let's go ahead and just get straight to the assembly. This is not going to take us any time at all. You'll have to excuse my nasally voice today. I just got back from training for my new career. I can't remember if I told you guys or not, but I am actually in the process of training to be a life insurance agent. So once a month right now for a week at a time I go traveling to learn the business and the products, and yeah, I came back sick this time. I actually caught this kind of weird funky virus the first time I went out back in September. Thought I had the chicken pox, but it turned out to be just, you know, of course, some virus that was unexplained. That's just how it always goes for me. So I'm going to go ahead and just put the adhesive on the back of this, and then I'll put my ribbon. And if you heard that little woof, that would be my dogs who have all of a sudden decided to come down here and play. This was take 2 of this video, so I'm hoping to get through this without the dogs being completely obnoxious, so we'll see how that works out. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm just putting this across the bottom here like this, and then we'll go ahead and just secure this on. I just kind of like to secure my ribbon down when I flip it over to the edge like this. I feel like it lays a little bit better and sticks to the card base when I go to finally adhere it on. So we'll get this out and stick this right on here. This is actually one of my favorite types of prints. I don't even know what it's called. Well, Toile, I guess, if the paper's called Toile Tidings. But I love how old-fashioned it looks and how elegant it is. One of my favorites is the blue with the either white or cream, like the dishes or the china that it's done up in. So when I saw this paper in the holiday catalog, I knew that it was going to have to be one of the first things that I ordered. And speaking of catalogs, so we just got a sneak peek at the new one that will be released in January along with the celebration. And let me tell you right now, I'm so happy that I joined back up with Stampin' Up! Because I'm in, well, maybe I'm not happy because I'm in real big trouble with this next catalog. I need to start figuring out my must-haves versus my wants, which are pretty much all one and the same. But yeah, oh my gosh, I mean, you know, it's funny, some catalogs come out and they're like, meh, it's okay, and then other catalogs come out and I need a third job, you know, to pay for it all. So if you guys are interested in purchasing any of the supplies that I use, make sure you go to my website, jensorizo.stampinup.net, and you can make all your purchases there. If you already have a demonstrator, then I totally understand that. There are a lot of us out there and a lot of very creative ones as well. Well, I mean, I guess we're all creative. But just kind of thought I'd throw that out there. If you want to place an order with me, that would be wonderful. So I'm going to go ahead and just tie this in a bow. And what I like to do, if you guys haven't seen my videos yet, is I like to make my bow as small as I can. And what I do is I find out which, so this is what I'm going to need to pull on. So I'll bring my fingers to the back of this just to hang on to it and then pull. And so I'll make it as small as possible and then I'll kind of bring it out, and I think that still needs to come down a little bit. So I'll pull down a little bit more. That should be just about right. Yeah, I think we'll leave it like that. So then that way when I pull it, it just kind of automatically gets a little bit bigger. So I just try to make it as small as possible and then pull it to the size that I want. So I think we'll go ahead and stick with that. Otherwise I'll be playing around with it for much longer than necessary. And then we'll go ahead and see, that looks like it could be just about right for my length that I want that end to be. I might have to even that out a little bit. I never can seem to get them both even on the first try. And I probably should have scissors that are a little sharper than this. My favorite ones, the Tim Holtz, have a little bit of tooth to it, but they are currently not down in my craft area. So I'll go ahead and just throw that on with a little glue dot. And then I'm going to put this over kind of towards the very edge of this because I don't want it to cover up my stamping, but I still want it to fit inside the envelope when I send this out. So this might have been a little bit bigger than I wanted, but you know what, I'm not going to jack with it anymore because it's a bow and it's done, and maybe I'll do it off camera. So guys, that's it. That is the video. Super simple, super sweet, but just, and I really think what makes this card pop is seriously this ribbon, because you know, I think it might look maybe a little plain if it didn't have that on there. So now look at that, I've got 3 that I can send out. And then this is done up in that garden green, and this garden green ribbon is also in the holiday catalog. So make sure you go over there and check that out if you haven't had a chance, or maybe you hadn't really considered it until seeing this card. I know that's how I am a lot of times. I'll see different cards that are made by the demonstrators, and I was like, ooh, you know, I hadn't really ever thought about using that paper that way, or that ribbon, or whatever the case may be. So it's always fun to see what other people do with their stuff. WorldGenCraft.com will have the dimensions. Again, jensorizo.stampinup.net is my website if you want to purchase anything. And yeah, thanks for coming and hanging out with me. I sure missed you guys, and I will catch you on a video later this week with another Christmas card. Probably, trying to think. Nope, I'm not going to use this paper. I'll use a different card, but stay tuned because I have 2 more cards using this paper. All right, check you later. Bye. Thanks again.